Do you have a butt kicker or transducer that's not getting the job done? Is it shaking to just the low-end sounds? What if it shook when it was supposed to? SimVibe is an advanced multi-dimensional audio-based feedback software that utilizes 1 to 8 bass transducers and provides the correct physics-based vibrations throughout your simulator. This can greatly enhance immersion and drivability. All you need is one shaker, an extra sound card, and SimVibe software. Check it out for yourself. Go to simexperience.com and then click on products and then SimVibe.
Welcome to Inside Sim Racing and our continuing coverage of iRace4Life 2016. I'm John Sable, and today we are interviewing and showing off product from Sam Maxwell, Sam Maxwell Customs.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here, bring my stuff, and show off you guys what's really going on.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a great event. I'm really excited. It's the first time I've been. It's truly an eye-opener what's going on behind the scenes with sim racing today. It's just awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So what did you bring for us today?
Well, I have my demo wheels here, the GT style, with based on the Momo Mod 31 320 full rear enclosure, magnetic shifters. It's got the Holzer Buckfink Q1R on the back. Brand new acrylic red front. That's something experimental. I have my personal Formula wheel here. It's a Mod 27 290 that's cut. I cut it myself in-house.
Wow.
No one sells a wheel like this in a 290 size, and I got a lot of requests. And since everybody's moved to the servos, the OSWs and the AccuForces, they found the Mod 27C 270 millimeter wheel to be too small. So now we're cutting them. And finally, I have the brand new Formula One wheel. This is the baby.
That is the baby, and we got a chance to try it out, and it's amazing.
Thank you. There's a lot of effort went into this wheel. It's been over a year in development, and we're pleased to finally have it on the market and ready for sale.
Speaking about that effort, so how many man hours does it take to create something like this? Which, I mean, all these, like, it's art.
Yes. Yeah. It starts out as something, as an idea. I wake up in the middle of the night and have a flash moment of epiphany and say, okay, this sounds like it's something that might be viable. And from then it's, it transforms into CAD, and I start modeling and prototyping. This wheel here, from idea to inception, probably has 1,000 hours of R&D and development in it. There's more than 50 hours alone just in the development of the grips.
Wow.
To get it right, to have it feel right, to be comfortable while you're using it. For me, the biggest thing about steering wheels is ergonomics. It is your #1 interface with the sim. Everything you do is done through the wheel primarily, secondarily your pedals, your monitors, all your peripheral equipment, but the steering wheel is you and the sim becoming one. The wheel is everything for me. And that's why I strive so hard to get the feel right, and that's why there was so much effort committed to making the grips on this wheel.
So, is this something that you've been sim racing for a number of years, and you're kind of like, I can do this, I can do this, and I can do this better? It
stemmed from boredom. I'm serious. In the spring of 2012, I was on the job. I worked at a Ford dealer, and I injured my right rotator cuff. Full thickness tear, immediately on workman's comp, laid off, and in 2 weeks' time, I was out of my mind in boredom. My wife was telling me to, go away, go find something to do, leave me alone. I'm just in the kitchen making dinner, go away. And at that time, another manufacturer was releasing their retail product that had swappable wheels, and they only had 2 choices. And I thought, well, I would want to be able to have more than this, so I started developing my own, and it was pretty basic. You know, you had a plate with some paddles and some buttons, and that was it. And it was designed to go on the Thrustmaster T500. And in the beginning, I was making 1 or 2 wheels a month, you know, maybe selling to some of my, you know, the guys on the forum. And it evolved into, you know, 2 days a week, nights and weekends, 3 days a week, and then just recently in November, I switched full time.
Awesome.
Now my career, my primary income is custom steering wheels for the sim racing community.
And how great is that?
It's awesome.
Just love hearing stories like that.
It's just amazing.
You know, careers and life-changing from sim racing and all the sim racers out there. And
it's an amazing experience, and it's been awesome to be a part of the growth from infancy into, you know, what it is today.
Yeah.
It's just light years ahead of what it was when I started, you know, back in '92 racing on Indy 500, the simulation on a computer with a keyboard, to here we are today running full motion sims with force feedback steering wheels and hydraulic pedals. It's light years ahead of where it was.
so before you were making these awesome customized rims, you had another sim racing related product.
My first endeavor into manufacturing even an idea for sim racing was something called pneumatic brake pedal, utilizing a pneumatic industrial air cylinder, which you would use for moving stuff with air in industrial environment, and coupling it with a pressure sensor and tying it to the brake pedal input on whatever pedals you were using. It would allow for pressure sensitive brake travel utilizing something besides the load cell, which was all that was out there. No one was using anything except load cells, and they were, you know, marginally effective in most applications. Some guys have perfected it, but you couldn't get that true-to-life hydraulic underfoot feel that I was looking for. So I experimented with that and built a how-to set and posted images of it and the specs for it and the description of how to put it together on the iRacing forum. And from there, it just took off. The pedal revolution began from that one product.
Wow.
And from there are half a dozen hydraulic-based systems on the market, all stemming from that, you know, pressure transducer-based system that I built back in 2012 or even 2011 might have been when I first did it, way back in the day. So yeah, I've been building sim equipment for myself probably since the 90s.
Wow.
Every piece I've owned was hand built by me. And that's just who I am. I'm a huge DIY guy.
Yeah.
If I can do it myself, I'm gonna do it myself. And that even stems to my CNC machine, which I looked at buying one back when I first started building steering wheels. I was having my plates cut outside, and the turnaround time was weeks at best, you know, a couple months at worst. And I was frustrated because I couldn't turn my ideas into reality fast enough. So I started researching buying a small CNC machine, learning how to run it, how to produce the code that it needed to run on, and decided I would be better off building my own, and have since built a second CNC. Now I have two of these things hand built at home, and I'll tell you, that is the most enjoyable part of this whole thing, being able to take an idea and have it into a viable product in my hand within hours.
Yeah.
You know, the turnaround time to be able to develop something within minutes as opposed to months, it's an amazing thing. That is my favorite part of the whole thing. Creating is my passion. And that's what drives all this. You know, that's why I do things custom, because I'm not happy building product A over and over and over. I just get too bored. I lose my mind out of boredom. So for me, being a custom builder affords me the ability to utilize that creativity to its fullest.
Well, I think you're in the right industry, because as we've seen, and we see here at iRace4Life, no two rigs are the same.
Absolutely.
This is such a tinker type industry where, you know, everyone wants to get in and they might buy something off the shelf, and it's like, okay, how can I modify this?
Absolutely.
So
And those are the guys I tailor to. My philosophy is no two drivers are the same, nor should their steering wheels be the same.
I like it.
You should have what you want, period. Anything less is unacceptable.
So in terms of product line, is there any set product line that you offer, or is everything, like your name suggests, custom per customer?
The only wheel that I sell that is not 100% dictated by the customer is now the F1, because it's just a complicated wheel. It's hard to customize. Every other product I make, you can put it on any rim you want, with any plate material, any plate shape, paddle shape, size, location, amount of buttons. It's all fully customizable by the customer. They get to pick what their wheel will look like, what color it will be, what it will be based on. It's 100% custom.
Awesome. And so does that include LEDs and other displays?
Oh, yes,
and all that
absolutely,
good
yep.
stuff? And speaking of display, what do you got going on here?
This display utilizes the Z1 software in a touch screen to mimic the real Formula One steering wheels. It runs the SLI style LED array at the top, and it utilizes 32 inputs as well as the analog clutches. So you're sitting at the start line and you can simulate a full or partial clutch launch like you would in the real race car.
Awesome.
The idea is to mimic what the real wheel feels like in a real world experience.
Yes, and I have to say, you know, obviously I've never driven a real Formula style car, had to launch it with clutch paddles like that, but this feels legit. I don't imagine that's what this would feel like. It has a really positive click, and yeah, everything on here is just really top notch. Like, I was driving this and it's just like, this is awesome. It was paired with AccuForce, had on the Stage 4 from the sim experience we have here, and it was just like, this feels right.
Thanks. That means a lot, because I spent a considerable amount of effort making the feel right.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted the end user, guys like you or other customers, people who are out in the sim racing world, to use this wheel and go, wow, that feels like what I would expect it to feel like.
Yeah, exactly. No, the grips feel great. I love the size of it. That feels really nice. I feel, you know, it feels about the right size. You know, there's some other Formula rims that get a little small.
Yes.
But I like that it's a little bit larger.
I have found on the servo-based systems, you need to elevate the wheel diameter by approximately 20 millimeters to compensate for the extra force.
Yeah, because bigger rims, more moment around the center, it's
Right.
easier to turn.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for weak little guys like me,
Yeah.
I can turn the wheel.
I think it mimics the real world forces better that way.
Yeah.
So what you would expect to feel in a real race car, you can get on a servo system.
Are there other bases like Thrustmaster, Logitech that you also make rims for?
Every wheel I make can be configured to be installed on pretty much every available direct drive, belt drive, any kind of force feedback system on the market today. The object is to not limit the customer, the driver, to a particular wheel because he drives a particular system. If you have a Fanatic, we can put a wheel on their universal hub. You have a Thrustmaster, I make adapters for that. All of the direct drive servo stuff, it's all compatible. My wheel is cross-platform compatible with any PC-compatible force feedback system on the market.
Speaking of the wheels, so what's the turnaround time if someone were to contact you and, you know, you get a bit of a game plan? How quickly can you go and manufacture a wheel for them?
Currently, the backlog is about 3-4 weeks. When I first started, it was a week or two because I was, you know, very small and only doing a few. And then as I transitioned from full-time employment to full-time steering wheels, the backlog grew to 10 weeks. That became unacceptable. When I went full-time, it dropped down to 3-4 weeks, and that's where it's at. So if you contact me in an email through my site,
And your site is?
sammaxwellcustoms.com, all one word. I'll respond. We'll discuss the particulars of your rim, what your needs are, what kind of cars you drive. I might make suggestions to steer you to something that would be towards your needs, and then we'll discuss the particulars, the materials, the button colors, the button locations, how many of what particular switch you want, what size, diameter, model of rim you want, and what style of shifters you're going to use or want, and what kind of machine you're going to bolt it to. And we evolve the wheel into your end result based on what you want.
So there you go, guys. No matter what you're driving, you can own one of these beautiful Sam Maxwell wheels. Available at sammaxwellcustoms.com. We'll have a link up. We'll have it in the description, so if you guys want to go check it out, contact Sam. talk to them about what kind of wheels you want, and I think you'd be very happy. These are really just awesome rims. So thanks for bringing these wheels to iRace4Life and allowing all of us here to check it out. And
it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
So SamMaxwellCustoms.com, check it out. Thanks for watching Inside Sim Racing. See you guys next time.